Hello everyone, welcome to your Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine reading. My name is Ahorangi Starchild, and everything you need to know about me is in the drop box below. If you like this video, please click like, subscribe, and hit the bell below this video to get further notifications. Below this video you will also find a donation link. Yes, all my readings, my whole channel is donation based. I don't give you half readings and ask you to purchase the rest of the reading. I put it all out there for everyone to see, appreciate, and enjoy. So thank you for valuing me, and thank you for valuing my time. Thank you for sharing this beautiful journey of light with me. So we're going to tune into the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminines this week. I'm going to kind of change the format a little bit on how I read. I'm going to use two decks. I'm using my Rider-Waite deck for the masculine, and I'm using my Radiant Rider-Waite deck for the Divine Feminines, okay? So we're going to see how this is playing out. I'm very interested to see what is going on with the Divine Masculines and Feminines as we go along during this very interesting time that we find ourselves in. So when I say Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, I don't mean feminine male female. I mean feminine dominant and masculine dominant. My readings are also timeless, so these readings take effect from the time that you view them. And okay, let's jump in. Let's see. Let's do the gentleman first, shall we? Gentlemen first, how's everyone doing? How's our masculines holding up during this time of lockdown? Okay, and if you view this video after lockdown or whenever, just put this information where it fits because it is a general reading. Okay, always the best is to get a personal reading if you want to check what's going in your connection. Okay, for the masculine, where are you at? Ooh, they're coming up as the Emperor. Wow. You've been really doing the work. You are coming through as the Divine Masculine in its purest form. I really like that. I feel like with the masculine, they have been through a cycle where they have learned a lot, they've matured a lot. You might be dealing with someone with strong Capricorn, Aries, or Scorpio in their chart. But I feel with the Divine Masculine, with the world either supporting or it might also feel like there is a lot of loose ends that still needs to be tied up, just to tidy things off so that you can go into the next cycle. And during this lockdown period, I feel like energetically it is a huge reset energy for humankind, okay? The Divine Masculine is getting in touch with his feelings. He's becoming emotionally available, even though he has a very strong and mature approach. He knows how to carry responsibility. He knows what he wants. He knows how he wants to execute his long-term goals. Okay, there's a very strong Saturn energy. Someone who really knows how to carry themselves, how to take care of themselves, how to take care of their own. But beneath that very stern exterior of the masculine, taking control of his life, taking control of himself, there's this beautiful sensitivity which he kind of keeps hidden in the way of the Queen of Cups, someone who is becoming emotionally sensitive and available, open to connect with his emotions, even though he's standing very strong in his masculine power. I feel the masculine has been going through a huge transformative period there. Besides the strong Saturn kind of energy. And just remember, when I refer to Saturn or Capricorn, it doesn't have to mean that your divine masculine has those, how do I say it, that as a sun sign, or that, but I just feel like it could be an energy which is very prominent in their life. In other words, you are dealing with someone who's gone through a huge transformation, maybe had to deal with everything from moving house to changing relationships to taking on responsibilities for other people, taking on responsibility for himself. Someone who's grown up, okay, a very mature adult approach. But this um, approach, becoming an adult, becoming this very strong person who knows what he wants, don't want, knows what his goals are and how to achieve them, how to create security for himself as well as for those that he take care of, or for those under his protection, so to speak. That maturity came at a cost, okay, because there was some very there was things that really needed to end. And I feel like with a masculine, that there could have potentially been painful endings, okay, that had put him in a place where maybe even in self-preservation had built walls around him, became emotionally unavailable, was in like a very controlling kind of energy, wanted to control his life with an iron fist, as well as maybe even people around him, wanting to be in control of every aspect of his life, and not really having the ability to go with the flow. It's almost like the other end of the spectrum. But being this mature person who understands what it's like to carry the responsibility for himself, so that there is a sense of safety, that came at a cost, from having to, deal with some losses there. The masculine is going through a stage where he's really conservative with how he spends his resources, okay? He's establishing healthy boundaries. I feel like because of all the losses that it suffered in the past, he's trying to be conservative with his resources, as maybe partly because he's still in recovering mode from the big transformation that he's made. But now he's also finishing off, okay, finishing off with a period of his life where he might have experienced lack of understanding, lack of money, abundance, lack of love, maybe even having to deal with a lot of self-sabotage, making decisions that wasn't, maybe, how do I say it, making decisions which had involved other people. I feel that he at that point in time had held in higher regard, but that his trust and where he invested his resources at that time wasn't giving him a good return. So he invested himself in places where he felt like he didn't receive back as much as he gave, okay? And now he's going into a phase where he's finishing off with investing himself in products, in people, in places, in things that doesn't serve him and that doesn't give him the value, that doesn't vibe with him, okay? And that's also part of the transformation that's going on here with the masculine. He's finishing off with it. We have the world, we have the death, and we have the Ten of Swords. So he's setting up to go into a much better place, but he's finishing off tying loose ends. after a period of feeling stuck, I feel like he's starting to move forward. There's communication coming. He's communication or traveling, communication towards the feminine, perhaps. I feel like the masculine is reflecting upon the past. He is going into a period of reevaluation. Venus is going to go into retrograde during the month of May, and Venus is going to spend an extended amount of time in Gemini. Okay, I think something like 3 months. And our current Neptune is in Pisces, so Venus is going to square the current transiting Neptune in Pisces. So I feel like there is going to be a period of reevaluation in relationships, and where he invests himself, okay, and not wanting to make the same mistakes that he did the last time, because he's finishing off, and I did mention self-sabotage. So there's our Eight of Swords, which is self-sabotage. We have the Tower. I feel like the masculine is going to get galvanized into taking action, and I feel like the action that he's going to take is towards communication and opening up to experience his emotions. I feel like there could potentially be sudden communication coming forth from the masculine, but he is at the moment, how do I say it, working on himself. He's transforming. He's like a butterfly in a chrysalis. Okay, he's in a chrysalis and he is about to, yep, pop out just like that. 2 cards coming out. So I'll list the decks that I use below. This is my little Wisdom of the Oracle by Collette Baron-Reid. He has yin and chaos and conflict. So I do feel like potentially the masculine might be dealing with chaos and conflict with a feminine that he's currently dealing with. This could be anyone. This could be a lover, a de facto partnership, a wife if he's married. This could be a mother figure, an aunt, a friend who is really causing some upheaval. We do have the Tower here, but I also feel like the chaos and the conflict that's happening around the masculine at this point in time is asking him to tune into his feelings, to tune into his intuition about the true situation and why these how do I say it, storyline of conflict and patterns that keep on repeating itself happen in his life. And I feel like part of that chaos that happens is because the masculine being so strong in his masculine power that the energies are asking him to bring balance into his life. Yes, it is important to be the alpha male and to be the masculine taking responsibility and to be the structure of the person that gives structure, okay? And when I say structure, in the way that I look at these high energetic connections, I always say and express and use the example that the masculine is, if you can think of the masculine being a wine glass or a glass, and the feminine is the water that is in the glass. The masculine is the structure, is the outgoing energy, is the form, whereas the feminine is the abstract, the emotional, that fills and fits into that form. And that is how the masculine and the feminine complete each other. And so I feel like the masculine is so much in his form, in his masculine energy, that the chaos around him is asking him to restore balance in his life by connecting to his emotions. And that is why we have this progression from the Page of Cups to the Queen of Cups. I feel like the masculine is growing in the possibility of allowing him to feel his emotions once again, after this period of transformation and to become emotionally available to the feminine. Because look, this queen is looking over to the side of the feminine on this side. So that is making me curious now as to what is happening with the feminine. Where is the divine feminine at concerning this high vibration connection? So we have cards flipping out. So the feminine is, we have judgment. Oh yes, someone from the past is coming back. And there's a lot of control and passion. Okay, let's cut the deck. Control, passion, healing, healing through. There's a lot of healing coming into the feminine. And I did say, remember I said about the Venus that's going to go into retrograde in May. And here we have Gemini, we have the Lovers. And that is where Venus is going to be. And then we have Judgment, which is also that reevaluation, bringing things up from the past, bringing past lovers back into your life, past connections, past life connections, even if you haven't known each other in this lifetime. I feel like Judgment and the Lovers together here is about bringing back to life something that was potentially dead. Okay, because these people come, like, rising from the coffins there. Okay. And then we have strength here. I feel the feminine is receiving strength from her angels. There's two angels here. We have Archangel Gabriel as well as Archangel Raphael. That's very interesting. And so the feminine is truly, truly deeply deep. She is so much aware of all the lifetimes. She remembers the lifetimes that she spent with her masculine. She's going through an awakening of some kind. She's going through an energetic awakening. Even if she was spiritually awakened, she's going to the next level, I feel. There's more information coming to the feminine in a spiritual way. Now remember when I say with the divine masculine, divine feminine readings that there's one person who's awakened and one person that is more in the matrix, the matrix realm, okay? And they kind of they work together. And what I kind of feel like here is that whatever awakening the feminine is going through is causing chaos in the masculine's life, which is asking him to connect to his emotions, because they're preparing to reunite, I feel, especially with Judgment here. The centerpieces here, Judgment, the angels are calling people to wake up and to really see. Very interesting. They're calling people to have a look at the past, okay? They're calling people to become aware of the past. Not just for the feminine, but because the masculine as well, because we have the Lovers here, we have both here, the masculine and the feminine together, being brought together by the angels. But I also feel like the feminine is going through a period where she's receiving healing and she's becoming balanced in herself, in her energy, and she is deeply connected to her heart, her passion, speaking her truth. We have cards of communication here. We have a card of knowing now what it is to temper your emotions, temper your passion, okay? Control. I feel like the feminine is learning about control, where the masculine is learning to surrender more and to release the iron grip that he has on his emotions. The feminine is learning how to temper her emotions, how to control her emotions and her lusts, so to speak. Because remember, there's a lot of chemistry in this connection, okay? There's a lot of chemistry in these connections. Oh, she knows who she loves. I did say that the feminine is going through a spiritual awakening, and so she is. We have the Ace of Cups, which is confirmation. I feel like she's leveling up. In her spiritual awakening, she's leveling up, and that's causing chaos in the masculine's situation, because we do have the yin and the chaos card here, which to me is feminine causing chaos. Because the masculine needs to become, connected to his heart center. And the feminine, once again, as I say, she's and it's not to say that the masculine is not, he's just finishing off with his transformation. Okay, he's also going through a period of balancing, but having to balance his energy. But I feel like the masculine is having more of a chaotic time of it, whereas with the feminine, it is more a stable sort of slow burn kind of transition, so to speak. So the feminine knows. I also feel like with her spiritual awakening, she also reaffirms her love for masculine. Even though he's still holding back, she's not holding back in anything. She's ready. She just knows that she needs to just, what's the word? Control her emotions. She's looking to invest herself long term with a masculine. She's very clear on what it is that she wants. She wants a masculine back if you've been in separation. She's speaking to her angels. She's connecting to higher realms, to even connecting with her twin in 5D, moving forward. Okay. We have the Knight of Wands showing up here. So maybe the feminine is recovering, or she has recovered from, if her masculine was someone who had a little bit of a player kind of energy around them when they initially met each other in this realm, then she is now fully recovered from that, and she knows that her masculine now, she intuitively knows that her masculine has learned how to take responsibility to be in a mature relationship with her. She's looking to invest herself long term with her masculine. We have the 10 of Pentacles there. The feminine is also ready to talk. She's ready to share. She's ready to open up emotionally to a masculine. So for the feminine, we have higher power. Yes, she's definitely connecting to higher power, dialing up to higher realms to be able to access information to help her heal and help her move forward in her life, not only spiritually, but also for herself as well. And in this connection, an unfinished symphony. The divine feminine has unfinished business with a masculine. She knows that if she needs to finish this journey, okay, she needs to, and she's willing. That's why she has the strength, because she knows timing is everything. With having judgment here is about divine timing as well. Okay, divine timing. We have the Knight of Swords. We have two knights, so I feel like the feminine in some way, shape, or form feels that she can collaborate with her masculine. This is someone, they're moving in the same direction. These are two people who are very much on their own mission. Maybe in the past, I feel the energy was maybe a bit unstable between the masculine and the feminine, and that is why she's looking to create more stability. The feminine at times is still stressing hugely in this connection, not sleeping. Oh, look how they're mirroring each other. Not sleeping, fearing the worst, fearing that this is over, fearing that this is the end. So for the feminine, she has the 9 of Swords and the Tower, and the masculine here has the 10 of Swords and the Tower. So I feel like the masculine in some way, shape or form also feels that, oh, and we have the Sun. But she knows. She knows if she can hang in there, if she can stay strong, if she can, call on the power of her angels, call on her higher self, connect to higher realms, that there is beautiful energy if she can see this through, that there will be a huge amount of knowledge, happiness, spiritual growth, that everything that she's been going through in this connection over how many years, maybe for some of you 10 years, because we do have the 10 of Pentacles here, that whatever this journey has brought will be worth it, because we have the Sun on the feminine side here. I feel like the feminine is, she's breaking through the doubt, the self-sabotage, the anxiety, the fear that this connection is never ever going to manifest, that she'll never ever be with her masculine. But I feel the information that's coming through for her is, whether this is in dreams, whether this is in synchronicity, but I feel like the feminine's angels are communicating with her to say that if you just hang in there, it will be worth it. Okay, it will be worth it. Now I'm going to do Lover's Oracle cards. Let's see, what does the masculine have to tell his feminine? What does the masculine have to tell his feminine? I feel like the masculine is focusing on himself a lot during this period of time. He's holding back from other places where he used to invest his energy, and he's starting to invest his energy in himself. And while he is in this energy, what does he have to tell his feminine at this point in time? You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. So I feel like with the masculine, whatever turmoil he's going through, he knows that whatever this is a hidden blessing. Okay? So he wants to let the feminine know that even though there is separation, even though it feels like it might never happen, that everything always happened as it should. And that however the situation is between the masculine and the feminine, that the masculine wants to tell the feminine that everything will soon be revealed. And it will be, because she has the Sun on her side. It will be revealed to her. Acceptance is key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There's no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. And that is what's making the feminine stress so much, is that she knows that she needs to surrender to this process, because that's why she's going through the spiritual awakening once again. Because once you have learned to surrender from a situation that is so stressful, that this despair and the mental anguish that the feminine is going through is palpable, but yet she chooses to surrender to her angels and to surrender to the path of this journey of acceptance and surrendering, and just, I love you because I love you. And that is what the masculine is saying. is somehow the masculine knows what is going on her side. So he's basically let her know that there's no point in trying to change. That is that which is beyond your control, which means that no matter how hard the feminine tries, she can't make her masculine do anything until he's ready. Okay, so that's also what the masculine is saying is, maybe the feminine in the past, in these connections, the feminine might have had demands of the masculine in the past, and she wanted to push or manipulate, or vice versa, put it where it fits, that either one of these individuals wanted to push or manipulate these connections during crisis. Okay, for something to be delivered in this connection in the way of a commitment or a deeper connection, and put it where it fits, one of these individuals weren't ready to do it. And that is also what the masculine is saying, is that you can't change what isn't beyond your control, because these connections, they run on their own timeline. You can't make it happen until it's ready. But I also kind of feel like that is why the masculine is going through chaos now, is because he needs to make the changes, because he was putting off making the changes. He wants to hold on, he wants to keep things the same. The universe is pushing him. His whole world is starting to crumble around him, because the feminine, and what the feminine is doing on her end, is spilling over to the masculine as creating chaos, because it's time for him to move forward as well. So what does the feminine have to tell her masculine? We have the Ace of Cups here. This is, I feel like the feminine, once again, is someone who's always been very open, accepting of herself, even though it is a journey of learning. But this is beautiful, beautiful. The feminine is so in love with the masculine. It's like no matter what we go through, we can't even explain. We can't explain how it is that we can get to this place after everything, where we can look at our masculine and say, I love you because I love you because I love you. So the feminine has a lot to say. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows to give. And I feel like maybe this is what had happened in the past, that the feminine had applied some sort of pressure on the masculine to make a commitment, to take it to the next level, whatever the issue was. And this is one of the lessons that she's learned, is that you can't claim it. Love can't be claimed. It is simply something that is given freely. That's beautiful. And I also feel like maybe because the feminine gave freely of herself, that she expected the masculine to do that in the past, but he wasn't ready. And it is once again a journey of surrendering to that process and accepting it for what it is. So we have romance. Beautiful. I feel the feminine is, she's in a mood for romance. She loves a divine masculine. Romance, Cupid, arrow strikes. So she's confirming and reaffirming her love for a masculine. Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. Whatever it may be. I mean, these challenges, these relationships are certainly very, very challenging, people, and it will take you to your deepest, darkest place inside of you, and it will lift you up to the most amazing, blissful places, and you'll experience the whole spectrum of the rainbow of everything from your darkest to your lightest and most beautiful experience in this connection. And sometimes we do criticize each other because the pain and the rejection and everything that we have to go through, sometimes we project our own pain and our own baggage onto our divine masculine or feminine, so that we can process, what is going on inside of us. So it is to recognize that when you project, that you project, not to put your stuff on your beloved, and to just thank him and or her to be there for you during that time. Playfulness, laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together and remember, love is the greatest healer. I do feel like there is a time coming where there would be light-hearted energy, good memories coming in for the divine feminine, divine masculine. I do feel like the angels will be jogging the masculine's memory, or will be jogging the feminine's memory of really good times they spent together in preparation of lightening the energy and making it more fun, so that when the masculine and feminine do connect, that they will both be in a good space, ready just to smile and be with each other and just thank each other for the chaos that you brought into each other's lives so that you can heal and transform. Okay, so the feminine is healing and the masculine is transforming, and they're mirroring each other with the Tower and the 9 and 10 of Swords. So what does the masculine have to tell the feminine? I'm using my beautiful soulmate cards. What does the masculine have to tell the feminine? If he could tell her something right now, what would he tell her? What would he say? He's a man of few words. Only one card this week. Everything happens for a reason. And even though the reason is sometimes unclear, I graciously accept all that transpires in the knowing that it unfolds through love in accordance with the divine will of my soul. So the masculine wants the feminine to know that he knows that there is a higher power, there's a higher purpose to this connection, that he accepts it, he's aware of it, and he is willing to embark on this journey of discovery. Okay, I wonder, okay, one card isn't a lot, so let's go for another card. Is there another message that the divine masculine have to tell the divine, wants to tell the divine feminine? Is there another message that the masculine has for the feminine, please? Is there another message? Is there another message? Because you're connecting to your emotional well-being. You're connected to expressing your emotions. Is there anything else the masculine wants to tell the feminine, please? I feel that control. I feel like the masculine is really struggling to open himself up and make himself vulnerable. There we go. Surrender all that no longer serves you. Let all that remains buried in your heart come to the surface and be healed. I feel like this is what the masculine is going through. Let there be space for new energies to enter. A new beginning transforms darkness into light. And this is what the masculine is going through. He's busy with that transformation. I'm going to read it one more time. Surrender all that no longer serves you. Let all that remains buried in your heart come to the surface and be healed. Let there be space for new energies to enter. A new beginning transform darkness to light. So that is what the masculine is learning about, surrendering that control. Okay? Control. And that control is what buries everything, that he can't process emotions, experiences, and things that really affected him in his life. So he's digging deep. He's definitely digging deep. Girls, he's been very strong and very, very brave. We do love them because they are absolute best. Wouldn't want to be with anyone else in this whole wide world. Okay, so what does the feminine have to tell the masculine? I feel the feminine is, this one's flipped over. I feel you forever in my heart. You are in my thoughts and in the air that I breathe. You are a jewel, a sparkling diamond. Your heart is like a great ocean of love. Thank you. Isn't that beautiful? And that speaks to this Ace of Cups. I feel quite emotional at this point in time because I feel if I could tell my beloved, if I could tell him something, this would be it. So the feminine is, she loves her masculine. She's carrying him in her heart. She experiences her masculine in her day-to-day through the sensual, connecting with nature, knowing that his heart is as big as the ocean. Okay, oh, that's just so beautiful. And look, that Ace of Cups is really the image that would go with those words. So much water, so much to give, so much emotion. Is there one more message that the feminine wants to tell the masculine? One more message. Okay, no, that's too many. One more message. There was 5 that flipped over. I wasn't going to take 5. One more message for the feminine to the masculine, please. One more message. Close your eyes and feel your spiritual connection to everything on this planet, every person, animal, tree, and flower. Feel the ocean, the wind, the sky, all in perfect harmony, moved by the one eternal flow of love. And that's what I'm saying is, if the masculine and feminine are in separation from each other, that the feminine is experiencing her masculine through the senses by connecting with nature. Okay, and that's beautiful. Like the sun would be resembling her masculine's warmth, and the wind may be his touch. Look, put that where it fits. What a beautiful reading. Thank you for all the work you do. I just want to, as a divine feminine, I want to put it out there to all the masculines. Thank you for being brave. Thank you for committing to our journey of light. Thank you for being brave, courageous, for your beautiful energy that you contribute in our connections, and for really sticking it through with us, even though we might be in separation. From the divine feminine point of view, I want to speak on behalf of all the divine feminines, and I want to say that we love you, we adore you, and there's nothing that you can do wrong in our eyes. We keep you in our hearts and in our prayers. Thank you for watching, everyone. Please give me feedback on this reading. I love reading for you. Have a beautiful day. Light and love.